Hello friends and welcome. Today we are here to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4 Episode 5. It is called No Place Like Home. And I think I started discussing this in my last episode and I didn't make the episode, I wish it did. I think I started discussing this a little bit in my last reaction. This title does give me Riley feelings because the last episode I was so convinced he was going to die. I've sort of had this feeling all along. And, No Place Like Home sort of feels like maybe it could be Riley going back to Iowa, sort of leaving the squad. There was some sort of initiative talk there, like government talk, and, Riley sort of understands that Buffy doesn't feel the same way about him, even though I do think she still, really loves him, but, he's not feeling as loved as he should be feeling, so there's something off about that relationship, and always knew Buffy and Riley were going to eventually have to come to an end, and I do think that we're sort of reaching that point. And the ending. Oh yeah. And the ending of the previous episode most clearly setting up Spuffy is definitely interesting. And I wonder if we're gonna get to see Spike deal with those feelings a little bit, because it's so weird, really disturbing, but I'm also kind of interested by it. So I hope that we get to somewhat see a little bit of what's going on in Spike's head. But I do think that this episode might be a little bit about that, about just Buffy's romances, the leaving of Riley and the start of Spike as a love interest. The only reason I sort of know about Spuffy is just because I've seen the later seasons of Angel, so I do know that he had a thing with Buffy eventually. But I don't know any specifics about their romance. I don't know how long it is. I don't know if it's serious or I don't know. So we're gonna see. I'm trying to think, are there any other predictions or important things? I'm excited to see Tara. I love her. That's all. Yeah. So we should head into the episode, see what's going to happen. I'm a little bit concerned because I feel like if we go down the route of Riley leaving, that's going to cause Buffy some pain. And I am not here to watch pain. Not today. So let's see what happens. I thank you all so much for watching this with me. I hope you enjoy, and let's watch the episode. This reminds me so much of the Master Slayers with all the candles and stuff. Okay. Oh my god, this is so season 1.
And I've always wanted piano lessons, so really, surprise me of all its unexpressed rage.
This intro has reminded me so much of season 1. Hanging out on the outside of a factory with sort of that coach. Even the beginning with them talking a different language with the subtitles also reminded me of I Robot You, Jane. It's giving me some really big season 1 feelings. Almost like the episode Doomed, which I feel had so many season 1 or just previous season references on it, and that little thingy right now reminded me of Angel's soul thing, the one from, that was season 2, I think. So, interesting. Not gonna lie, I just forgot that she existed. Good to know.
Check out the Pamper Mom platter. You two do all this?
Oh, Buffy helped. I didn't help.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
We knew you were feeling less than great, so...
Yeah, the headaches they said would go away came back and brought some friends along with.
Well, what did the doctor say?
Oh, take 4 of some pills a day and come back for tests.
So they don't know what's wrong?
Well, not yet.
Well, that's
Oh,
unacceptable.
no.
I think we should get a second opinion.
Well, we need a first opinion first, honey.
Okay, we'll go right now.
Buffy, I know you're concerned, okay, but don't be. I'm still the mom, which means I get to worry about you two, which is a good thing because you're a vampire slayer. And you are my little pumpkin Billy.
Oh, Mom, that's like my kid name.
But you were never a fucking kid. What is this? What was the reason for that?
Sunnydale, monsters, supply and demand. They'll be lining up around the block in no time.
Yeah. You'll be making money, hand over fist.
You seem a little distracted.
It's just my mom's still sick and we have no idea what the deal is.
This is making
She
me
needs your
stressed.
medical attention.
Yeah, we have a highly trained medical staff working round the clock to tell us diddly.
Yeah, remember you said it'd be easier if you didn't have to look out for anybody?
Well, I wasn't talking about Riley.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, she just said you look even cuter when you're all weak and kitteny, and she'd better go solo or you'd get hurt. So, welcome to the club. She'll never let me go either.
These little kids are always out to get ya.
She's so annoying. Especially now that Mom's sick. She's all over her while I have to be the grown-up. I mean, the two of them are like the giggle twins. And why can't I ever be little pumpkin belly? Dawn doesn't care what my mom. You just have no idea how much I wish I were an only child these days.
Damn.
Mom?
Joyce.
What's wrong?
It's just my head.
I'm taking you to the doctor.
No, sweetheart, I'm fine.
Could the existence of Dawn be affecting Joyce? Like the energy that's going to her is being taken away from Joyce or something? Like, I don't know, I'm getting concerned. And if Joyce dies, I'm gonna flip fucking shit.
Buffy, isn't it? Ben. But you can call me man, nurse, everybody else.
I don't belong here. I have important instructions. Go take care of Buffett, Missy. They come to the family. They get to your family.
My family? What do you mean? I'm starting to figure out what's wrong.
Are you though? Are you? Are we sure about that? Jesus Christ, now that's like a lot of strength.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
I feel like this is me looking at Buffy. She's so tiny. How is she like that strong? There's no way she's a vampire slayer too, right? Nah. Not another one.
Did you see that? Customers, real life customers. They came in and I gave them things and they gave me money and then they left. It's brilliant.
Oh, he's so excited.
He knew. Someone's hurting my mom and they're trying to get to me.
It's possible, but still, ramblings of a madman, not much to go on.
Yeah, but it's a start. We need to find out who's making my mom sick and how. And what? Then I hunt them, find them, and kill them.
Yeah, let's do that. Also, I love Buffy's outfits.
Feel free to tell me if this next part gets a little too personal because I'm told I have boundary issues. But I'm hurt. Yes, by your incredibly selfish behavior. Newsflash, hairdo. It's not always about you. All I want is the key.
Oh no.
Why can't you tell me where the key is?
She looks weird. Like kind of unhinged, like crazy eyes.
I will tell you. Nothing.
Fine. And it's typical! It's typical. It's typical. The whole mortal meat sack comes complete with stinking bile, sweat, and protein. Yes, I said humans. Not now. Mommy's talking, wriggling, piling, prowling, crawling.
What do you mean not now mommy's talking? The fuck did she just do? Okay, I don't like her doing this alone though, because I don't know. I feel like she needs some backup and like I don't know. This
You are doing magic? I'm so telling.
Fine, go. Go tell, go do whatever you want. Just go.
I kind of love their banter. It's just oh my god. Little sisters really do be like this. I don't like this. This seems overly creepy, like I'm scared.
Either way, I'm going out for a couple hours.
Nothing.
Huh?
There's nothing.
Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Is she gonna see something with Dawn? Oh shit! Oh yeah! Okay, Buffy. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Buffy.
Oh, yeah. Fine. Long days all. You go have a good time.
Oh my god.
Buffy. Who said you could come in my room?
Shit, man.
You're not my sister.
That's what I've been saying! Okay, oh my god. I'm so glad Buffy figured this out.
Wanna hurt me? Let go of me, you freak! Then you deal with me.
I'm telling Mom.
You stay away from my mother.
Oh my god, Buffy. Okay. Is she gonna turn into like a demon or something?
Anything that goes unnamed is usually an object of deep worship or great fear, maybe both.
Have you completed the trance? Seen what's harming your mother?
That's the thing. I just saw.
Oh god, that's creepy.
Yes?
Nothing.
It didn't work.
Oh my god, Buffy, why didn't you tell them?
What are you talking about?
Oh!
Bike.
Okay.
Hi, Buffy.
Don't take this the wrong way, but.
Ow!
What are you doing here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk. Bitch.
For a walk at night by my house. No one has time for this, William.
You need some satisfaction in life besides shagging Captain Cardboard. And I never really liked you anyway.
He's jealous.
And you
What?
have stupid hair.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. This is so interesting. He knows, he fully knows about his feelings now.
Anyway, I was feeling kind of, what's the medical term? Crappy. So I called off the big night out.
Want tea, Mom?
Don't drink the tea.
I made it for you.
No. No.
I've had experience with stuff like this before. Best of
Oh
all,
god.
I'm not stupid.
Better restock and raise the price 10%. Make it 15.
Oh my god, she's so gonna work
Cash
there.
register looks like squirrel's nest in it.
Anya.
And the Hand of Glory packs some serious raw power. Better institute a 7-day background check for.
Anya! Would you like a job?
Okay.
The key. You must protect the key.
Oh my god,
We
is
can
it gonna
protect
be
the key together,
Dawn?
okay? Just far, far from here.
Many more die if you don't keep it safe.
How? What is it?
The key is energy. It's a portal. It opens the door. We had to hide the key, gave it form, molded it flesh, made it human, and sent it to you.
Oh my god.
She's the key.
What the?
You put that in my house.
We knew the Slayer would protect.
My memories. My mom's.
We built them.
Oh
Then
my
unhuman.
god. I have goosebumps, I don't know why.
What is she?
Human. Now human. And helpless. Please. She's an innocent in this. She needs you.
She's not my sister.
She doesn't know that.
Ah.
I'm sorry, okay?
Broken record much?
You can't even take an apology. You always do that ever since.
Ah, that's so frustrating.
Buffy,
Yeah?
what's wrong with Mom?
I don't know.
Ah, what a way to end this freaking episode. This is stressful because I feel like they answered some questions but posed so many new ones. I am glad that we finally started getting some answers about Dawn because, you know, they sort of kept this sort of a little bit of a joke going for a little bit, quite long about the fact that we're just supposed to know who she is. And so I'm glad that like Buffy has finally realized that like something is up. And what I like the most about this is that Buffy, once again, shows that she is literally the best person ever. Because I like that even though she finds out that Dawn is not actually her sister, because Dawn doesn't know, she keeps treating her as a sister. Like, that is amazing. SMG did such a good job in that scene. She seemed so heartbroken because, you know, it's like an entire part of her life she suddenly realizes is not true, and so that can be such a big discovery, and I understood the heartbreak, and she just did it like so well. But I love that she sort of left it outside. When she walked past that door, she left all of that and decided that she wanted to sort of support Dawn. Like, I don't know, I think it's so great that the first thing that we see her do after finding out the truth is apologizing, because I feel like sometimes apologies can be hard to do, you know, but Buffy was really rude. I mean, you can sort of understand where she's coming from because of course she didn't see Dawn in the photos. Like, that was confusing. And I also had my doubts about Dawn. I wasn't sure if she knew who she was because especially I remember in her episode when she was writing down things in the diary, I think she said something about like, I am more than just a sister or something like that. So I wasn't sure about her intentions. I wasn't sure if maybe she was a demon. Like, I wasn't sure if she was fully aware of what was happening or not. So I can understand Buffy's initial like gut instinct to sort of confront her about that because it is a big discovery. But I like that, like, even though she was technically right, I like that she still apologized because for Dawn, she didn't look right. And I don't know, I think it's sweet because it shows me that she still wants to preserve that relationship. Because right now, I feel like the easiest thing to do would be for Buffy to just call it quits and be like, this girl's not my sister, and just not be able to sort of bond with her anymore. Because I feel like it is a pretty like big thing to find out. But I like that she's not letting that affect their relationship in a way. I like that she's still working on that and not letting Dawn sort of feel like, I don't know, I feel like Dawn would be so upset if Buffy hadn't come to apologize. Like, even though she still seemed upset, I think that scene was so important. And to see them bond about their concern over Joyce, because I'm really concerned about Joyce. I figured either she was gonna die this episode or it was just gonna be like a monster of the week that was affecting Joyce and everything would be fine. But neither of those things happened, and the fact that they're keeping Joyce being sick for longer is really stressing me out because I feel like Joyce is one of those characters that doesn't feel safe. I think Joyce is one of the characters that can die because I do think it would like really freaking hurt because we would see Buffy absolutely shattered. I feel like she is the, oh my god, she really might be the character, maybe, Yeah, because I think she would hurt even more than Riley. So if they wanted to hurt Buffy, I think Joyce would be the biggest way to do so. And while she is an important character, she's not one of the main characters, so she does feel like somebody that they could kill off. I'm a little bit concerned with the Joyce storyline. I do hope she's fine. I thought it was interesting that we saw the doctor character again in this episode, because it could have been any other doctor, kind of. So I wonder if he could be coming into the story in a way, sort of treating Joyce. I don't know what kind of supernatural doctors exist, but I would very much like it if we took Joyce to one of those, because I'm concerned for her, and I'm concerned that that story didn't finish this episode. Because whenever the stories sort of don't have a conclusion, it makes me stressed out that this is clearly leading to something bigger, and I just hope it's not going to end in Joyce dying, because I'm going to be so upset. But I'm trying not to get concerned, because as of right now, it's just a headache. It's fine. Just migraines or something. And another story that I feel like didn't really conclude too much for me was the girl in the red dress. Because clearly sort of the building fell apart, so I don't know if this was a way of implying that she died in there and like that's it, or if it just means that we're not done with her story and she's still gonna show up. Regardless, I don't think I love that ending because it was very like open-ended. If she died, I would have liked to actually, this sounds morbid, but I would have liked to see her die so that we can know like, oh, okay, the story is finished, we can move on. Or if she didn't die, I would like some sort of glimpse of her escaping. She was a cool monster of the week because there were, like, I think the actress did a great job. There was just something in her eyes that made her feel completely sort of unstable. And, you know, she was sort of talking to somebody else, it seemed. And for a second, I was sort of going insane. I was like, could that be like a younger version of Joyce or something? Like, I don't know. She said something about like mommy's doing something. And I was like, we're talking about Joyce this episode. Like, I don't know. I had so many questions about her. And for a second, I thought that maybe she could be an important part of the story, but I'm actually not sure about that. But I do think she was an interesting villain. But I feel like the story was less about Monster of the Week and more about Buffy and Dawn. And I'm digging it because, you know, I've mentioned this. I'm a big sister, and I apologize to my sisters if they're watching this video. I'm so sorry, girls. But yes, little sisters can be annoying as hell. And so I relate to sort of Buffy so much in that sense. I feel like it's so interesting because especially as a vampire slayer, it really ups the like reputation of the big sister, because I feel like the big sister always looks cool even if you're not cool. Like, I am the most uncool person ever. They sort of look up to you when you're a big sister, and it's really sweet. It's heartwarming because even if you're not doing anything that's cool, everything sort of looks cool. And so I think it's interesting because Buffy as a vampire slayer, she like ups that cool to a whole new level. And so of course Dawn is like wanting to be a part of everything because her big sister is the coolest. And I don't know, I really like that sort of dynamic in between them of Dawn always wanting to be a part of things. You know, my sisters would always ask me to like join me and my friends and stuff like that. Like, I think it's such a like relatable experience. Like, I am personally loving this story just because I feel like being a big sister is such a huge part of my personality. And I feel like it was one of the aspects that I could never relate to Buffy was that she was an only child, and I feel like it's a completely different sort of upbringing. But now seeing her have to step up as a big sister, and not only that, but also having to take care of her mother to certain extents makes it even more interesting, because as an only child, it is different to sort of have to step up for your mother, but I feel like as a big sister, it's even more different because she's not only taking care of her mother, in a way she's taking care of Dawn. Like, I'm finding these dynamics to be very interesting for me personally. I'm eating that shit up. But something feels weird though, just because we know that Dawn's not actually her sister. So like, it's an interesting dynamic and it feels so real, just like it does to Buffy. But there's a part of me that's like, that's not real though. So I feel like I shouldn't be loving this sisterly dynamic because I know it's bullshit. But I'm excited to see how they're gonna treat that, because it feels like Buffy's just gonna keep playing the game and keep treating her as a younger sister. So we're gonna see. I hope she confides in something about this, because the fact that she didn't tell Giles anything in the phone, understandable in a way, but also I don't feel like she should keep this information, especially if her job is to like protect Dawn, protect the key. I feel like it would be useful for other people in the squad to also know this, so that if God forbid something happens to Buffy and she can't help Dawn, so that the other ones know that she must be protected or something. Which brings up the point of Dawn being the key. Now, what is that supposed to mean? I don't know, but I'm excited because finally it feels like we're getting into like season 5 stuff, like really big complex themes of season 5. Because, you know, like I said, Restless feels like it brought up so much, and then we were just doing Monsters of the Week for the past few episodes, so I'm glad that we finally seem to have a thread that seems bigger. I mean, of course, Dawn was already a pretty big thread, but like I wasn't sure how long they were going to keep us in the dark without actually going deep into who her character is, what she's doing there, how is all of this happening. So I'm glad that we're starting to get into what feels a little bit more like big bad territory, just because it is fun when the episodes are connected. It is fun when you have things to look forward to and just answers that you're curious about, because I want to understand a little bit more about what is she the key to exactly. I mean, there's something they were saying about dimensions or portals or something. Like, it's getting confusing. I feel like I need to rewatch. It is very easy to miss things when you're just hearing them once. So I apologize if I miss things. But I am curious because this finally explains who the hell Dawn is. And I'm glad that she's not evil. Because it was a little bit tiring that every time I saw her do anything, I wasn't sure if I should trust her or not. But now I'm glad that I can trust her. She is just a child. I didn't want to like hate on her or anything. Because like I said, even when she's annoying, I totally get it. I see my little sisters inside of her. And I love, like, you can love the annoying parts. Something that, again, sticks out to me is that we don't have Tara in this episode again. And I'm getting bummed out. I thought that maybe it was 503, I think, that she wasn't a part of. I was like, oh, it's okay. Maybe it's just like one episode that, you know, maybe Amber Benson couldn't be on set that day, so they just gave her like a week off or something. But there's no Tara again. So I'm a little bit sad because it feels like they're sort of maybe possibly like dropping her character a little. And things were getting like so interesting, and I still want to get so many answers because she was such a huge part of Restless that I was like, bruh, she is about to own season 5. And now she's like not in a few episodes when she was so consistent at the later end of season 4 that I'm just worried for Tara's character development, because I thought she was in for big things, but now I don't know if like I don't know. I'm bummed out. Like, don't take Tara away from me. I need her in every episode. This is a must. But at least like we have other characters that still make the episode great. I do want to talk about Riley. I don't know why this reminds me of Riley, but I was so convinced that this was potentially going to be the episode that he left. I guess I'm wrong again, which shouldn't surprise me, but somehow still does. His relationship with Buffy is clearly not at the best place right now. Like, the forehead kiss seemed a little bit awkward. Like, I need them to talk about this. I need Riley to be like, to open up to Buffy and be like, I am not feeling like you love me or something. Like, it just feels like it's such an important conversation to have, and they're not having it. Clearly there was some Spuffy set up this episode. I like that Spike didn't go into like denial about his feelings over Buffy. Now that he knows it, I think he's very much up in his head about it, which I am kind of really enjoying. And I think that Buffy is already starting to catch on because of all the cigarettes and stuff. Like, it's good that she's an observer, because I feel like, I don't know, people, I'm not saying me, but people can be so clueless. It can be hard to tell when somebody likes you. And I feel like Buffy, being the Slayer and being used to have to pay attention to all the details, I feel like she's gonna catch on pretty soon as to like, why is this guy staring like at my house all night, and just why is he being nervous around me? So this is gonna be interesting, because I wonder if she's gonna confront him at some point. And I don't know, their banter is always really interesting to watch. So I'm kind of, I have to say, like, the more that they set up Spuffy, the more I'm sort of ready for Riley and Buffy to break up. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy them. They're sweet, but like, they're having too many problems right now. So I also want to talk about the shop. I'm glad that it's doing well. It's a little bit of a rough start. And I'm glad that Anya has found a job. This was a really nice thing to sort of see, because I feel like we don't talk enough about Anya and Giles' sort of relationship. So this could be a really dynamic to explore with both of them just working together. And it was nice to see her do like really, really well at something. I feel like it's going to help give her a purpose. you know, I'm always looking for purpose for these characters, and it seems like they're finding them. So yeah, some really interesting sort of setups for what we can expect for the rest of the season. I think we're getting a little bit less into Monster of the Week and more into like how we can connect it to the thread of the story. And I'm excited to figure out, you know, just more about what's happening. So the name of the next episode is Family. Okay, now this adds up based on what we just saw right now. And I think it's a good name because I'm going to guess that this means that we're really going to follow down this idea of how Buffy is going to change now that she knows that Dawn is not actually her sister. So this is going to be interesting. I wonder if the dynamics are going to shift. I guess we're going to keep talking about what's happening to Joyce. So it feels like it's going to somewhat be a continuation of this episode and an exploration of everything that just happened right now. So I'm glad that I'm not going to have to wait too much longer for answers because it feels like we're going to be discussing those things. So yeah, I'm excited. I will see you all in Family. I appreciate everyone who has watched this video, and I'll see you then. So bye-bye. Have a great week. Hi friends, it's me. I am back, and I am here to talk a little bit more about this episode because it has actually been 6 months since I watched this episode because I watched it in February, and right now we are in September, I think. So anyways, it's been a lot of months since I watched it, and right now I finally reached the point where I get to edit it. I know it takes me a while. I'm so behind on YouTube. Please forgive me. I love you. But anyways, I finally reached the editing point of it, so I finally got to rewatch the episode, and I have a lot of feelings. So forgive the look right now. I left my hoodie on just because my hair looks like such a mess. It's like 10 p.m. and I'm like, you know, really tired, but I just got to rewatch this episode and I felt like I had to sit here and talk to you guys about it because it's just such an interesting thing that I feel like this episode has hit me in a completely different way than how it hit me when I originally watched it, you know, and a few months ago. And I think that's just because so much has happened in this season, of course. So in real time, I am in 5:18. I'm gonna watch 5:19 tomorrow if all goes well. And it's really interesting that, like, you know, given all the knowledge of Buffy that I now have from watching that, this episode has been insane to rewatch in a way, just because, you know, this was actually the episode that I was most excited to reach in my rewatch points because, you know, I knew that it was like the episode, right? It's the episode where we meet Glory. It's the episode where we finally get like an answer about Dawn in regards to like, oh, she's a key. That's why she's here. That's why, you know, we don't remember her and stuff like that. So I remembered it being a big episode. I was excited to rewatch this episode because I figured that like, given everything that I've seen in the season so far, it's probably going to help me like understand Glory a little bit better. Like, get some answers so that hopefully I can make like some strong predictions for the end of season 5 since I'm heading into that now, and I kind of didn't. I should start with that. I thought this was going to give me a lot more answers than it did, and I guess I just don't like know. It kind of didn't. That's, yeah. Anyways, but what was very interesting, I mean, the first thing that stands out to me is obviously all of the Joyce talk is devastating. Like, it's so bad. So bad. I can't. I literally have lost the ability to can. It's really, really hard to see this sort of storyline begin, especially knowing how it ends and, you know, the parallels of, you know, Buffy coming into the house and, you know, like, it just reminds me of that last scene and I Was Made to Love You, right? But just, you know, harsh stuff with that, you know, but I think what really stood out to me about this episode was how differently I feel about Dawn right now. Because, you know, at this point, I was definitely having my doubts about her. You know, I didn't really trust her, right? And I think that's clear because that's what they're trying to do when they make her, you know, show up with like a poison tea to Joyce, which didn't have poison, but you know what I mean. Buffy is just so incredible, you know. You can see how she's already stepping in regards to Joyce being sick. She's already understanding that she needs to be the one who takes charge in this situation. And then the fact that, like, while it would be normal for her to want to take a minute and, like, process this whole Dawn thing, she still goes and apologizes and in a way goes to comfort her, right? And I just think it was a really, really interesting thing to get to rewatch this episode knowing now just that Dawn is not like evil, right? Like, it's such an interesting thing. Like, it's just so well done. Like, I don't think I realized how much I enjoyed this episode. I think when I watched it at first, I realized that it was a big episode and I knew it was important, which is why I was really excited to rewatch it. But I don't think it fully hit me, like, how kind of really brilliant it is and how well it's setting up for, like, season 5, right? Because I feel like I had, like, so much to say, and then now that I turned on my camera, I'm, like, going a little bit insane, because it's, like, my brain is, like, this close to shutting off, because I'm, like, a child who needs to go to bed at 8 p.m., and if I'm not at bed at 8 p.m., that means I'm sleep deprived, so forgive me if my thoughts aren't making much sense right now. All of the twists and turns of this episode, and the fact that Buffy tries to rationalize Joyce's sickness as, like, it doesn't even occur to her that it could be just an actual sickness, is, again, really devastating, because I feel like it makes her death so much worse to know that, like, it wasn't, like, it didn't serve a purpose. It was not Glory trying to get to Buffy. It was just life sucking. I feel like Buffy did take a little bit of a break from being a Slayer this episode, and I feel like that kind of sets up a little bit of the rest of the season too, because of course, while she's definitely slaying, I think there were definitely, like, a lot of family-centric episodes, and I do not just mean the episode Family, which I am so excited about, just because I love it. Anyways, I kind of just wanted to come here and praise this episode, because when I was, editing it, I was surprised, like, how short my reaction was, like, my extended reaction, because usually those are, like, so long. And this one was, like, so short, like, I think probably the shortest one of the season. And I was like, huh, that's really interesting, because I feel like this episode has so much to unpack and so much happened, and rewatching it, I feel like it has to be one of my favorites, because it's such great setup for everything. But I don't think I felt that way when I originally watched it, so I kind of just wanted to come here to praise it. I feel like watching it for the first time, it was an interesting episode, but getting to rewatch it and seeing all of the things that were set up in this episode made my appreciation for it grow so much more, and I think that's kind of what I wanted to come here and say. That while it's a good episode of the first watch, I think this is definitely one of those episodes that just gets better when you rewatch it, And I also think it's super interesting how we get to see Buffy and Glory fight in their first interaction. I feel like usually the big bads are, like, so much more mysterious, right? And we have to have this, like, buildup of Buffy eventually fighting them. Whereas, it's really interesting that we actually get to see them get into, like, a physical altercation, like, within their first few seconds together. It's interesting because it's like, oh, we've already seen what it's like when they fight, and Buffy's clearly, like, well, she did get out of it, so I'm not gonna say she's, like, that is an interesting point, because it's not like Glory was so powerful that she, like, immediately killed Buffy, but she obviously showed, like, she kind of beat the crap out of Buffy, but Buffy still made it out alive and with the other man, so at this point, I don't know what that says about either of them, except for the fact that they're really freaking strong. I do think it's very interesting that, like, we've sort of already seen what their fighting is like, so I know that, like, eventually I'm gonna assume that they're gonna have, like, a final altercation at the end of the season or whatever, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Buffy's gonna have to do to sort of, like, change to be able to, like, actually be more powerful than Glory this time. Very interesting stuff. Kind of really enjoyed this episode. So yeah, just wanted to come here and say that. Appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and I guess I will see you guys in Family. Well, actually, there's, like, an Angel episode first, but then I will see y'all in my favorite episode, which is Family. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank y'all, and see you later. Bye.